So Damo came up with this very useful technique of creating video podcasts, video scenarios, where he would just work with simple props, a piece of paper and a marker, and he and his colleague would act through different scenarios to communicate how these new tools could be used. We'll look at that further on down the track.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add to that?
About the scenarios. Yeah, the scenario-based design, it can be seen as a tool for designing tools, or method for designing tools, but also a method for designing practices.
Yes.
We may act with a group of people that, okay, I'm acting now a teacher who is behaving a certain way and providing certain tools, and does it make sense? Then we can have a group of people, stakeholders, who are analyzing, was it a good thing or not?
Yes.
And it's a kind of simulation or future scenario of things, how they could be. In a designing of tools or technology, I think the benefit of it is that you don't need to have anything working yet. You can just use the props to play how things could be if the technology would exist.
The possibilities.
Yeah, the possibilities, and you do it before you start to build the actual engineering, or you don't get into the engineering task.
Yes.
Before you see that if it makes sense or not.
Yes. It's a design process.
Yeah, in the design process, and then you can iterate with those scenarios or mock-ups as well, that you make a new version where it is a bit different. What is the feedback getting from people?
I've taken from this, and what I'm excited about taking back to my workplace, is that I work with teachers in professional development, and we show them how to create their blog, create their own wiki, create the tools, go through that process of putting it all together.
Yeah.
And during that their professional development, we could also be getting them to think about scenario-based learning, how they can apply those tools and video podcast it. So that professional development process, we can utilise their subject area expertise to develop scenarios which we can use for resources for other people that we bring into that network.
Yeah, and we've been working on several other scenarios now in here too. We have this like a working title, Dark Room, which is just capturing what you've been doing during the week and then providing you time to reflect on those by showing in a dark room with the music or with images, things. And I think we could still act this to make it more easily communicated into more easily communicating form than as me now explaining for you. Well, if you see the video, you probably would get the idea in 2 seconds.
Let's tie the video to what we just discussed, scenario-based learning, and I think that's been very useful. Thanks, Damien.
Thank you.